Hello, hello, hi, folks. welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I am Sean Azimi with Side Gig Sean, and I welcome you to this live. Today it was actually a couple days ago. I came across this clip that this guy explained the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence. Like one of the best analogies that I had ever heard. Hey Jenny, how are you? Welcome. Glad you could make it. You're gonna enjoy this topic. So self-esteem and self-confidence. And like I told you, I was maybe a couple days ago, I saw this clip and this analogy, and I love analogies. Back in the day when I used to do sales trainings for mortgages and stuff like that, I used to drop a lot of analogies in my both pitch and my training. So I love a good analogy. And PK, how are you? So I heard this analogy a couple days ago, and I'm like, this is a great one. So the difference between self-confidence and self-esteem. Now, most people would know what self-confidence is, right? That's kind of what we talk about. That's kind of what we bring up in our conversations with ourselves or other people. So we talk about self-confidence. Hey man, where's your confidence at? You got to feel more confident and this and that. So what contributes to your confidence, your self-confidence? Well, most of the time it's, well, you're getting approval or some kind of a feedback, a positive one from your audience, from outside world, if you would, not you, right? So it comes from the outside. Like somebody says, hey man, it's a nice shirt or a nice watch or nice beads or what have you, and you feel good about that, right? Now, then you probably walk around all day. You're like, that is a nice shirt. I felt good about it. So, and that's great, but what's self-esteem then? Now, this analogy was so good, and here's what the guy said, and I don't know who he was, but Brad, what's going on? Jenny, thank you for sharing. So he says, if you want to measure a man's or a woman's self-esteem, take a look. You gotta take a look at their undergarment. Okay. Now you may chuckle as I did, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And I love how he broke it down. You wear a suit, you wear a nice shirt, you got a Rolex, you got a tag watch, you're rolling out, you got some good jewelry on. If you're a woman, maybe you're into watches. You got some bling bling, you're just decked out and you look nice, you got some nice shoes. And you're walking around town, you're going to your conference, you're going to a get together, you're going to a birthday party, a wedding, and you feel good, right? You got that self-confidence. You're walking around like, yeah, I look good, I feel good, right? And people give you that feedback as well. They said, man, you look good, like that's a nice suit, right? And then you get home, and well, it's time to take off the suit and go to bed. So you take off the shirt, you take off the suit, you take off the shirt, and you're down to your undergarments, and there are holes in them. Or they've been stringed, the string is coming off. Or they got that yucky stain under your armpit. I'm gonna make it gross. That's self-esteem. That's self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you treat you from inside out. The fact that you pay more attention on the outside, that suit, that shirt, that other people see, versus you haven't changed your undergarment for years. That's self-esteem versus self-confidence. If you're not working with the foundation, and the foundation is you, not others, that's kind of where it starts. You. Team Money. Where it starts. You. So if the foundation is not important and the focus is just on, you know, the walls and everything else, then you may get that self-confidence. But what happens is that without that self-esteem, you're in constant need for that self-confidence, for people to tell you that that is a nice shirt, for people to tell you, hey, you look good today, or hey, that's a nice haircut, or hey, that's a good watch, or I really like that ring. You're in constant need to get that all the time, right? And one day you don't get it, it's like you haven't had your coffee. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you circle back, watch the replay. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm about to wrap it up. But if you don't get it one day, you don't get that confidence from people one day, it's like you haven't had your coffee yet. Don't talk to me yet, kind of thing, right? So, yeah, the undergarment is very important. I actually love that. Like I said, I love that analogy. Who likes that analogy, right? The fact that, like, the funny thing is, when I heard this this analogy a couple days ago, I actually know of a person just like this analogy. And I got to know this person years ago. And so I've always had that, you know, I've had that mental image of that person for years. But now I kind of get it. This analogy really helped. I actually know a person that would dress up like that, Rolex, and have holes in his socks and his undershirt. Like, I know that person. I know that person for a fact, right? Oh my goodness. So it's important to work on that foundation, because without it, you're in constant need of the outside to feed you. And I love how Jim Rohn says this. He says, you know what, you could be waiting for a long time. What if nobody shows up? What if nobody shows up? So, yeah. Outside is important, and getting that self-confidence is important. I've always talked, you know, when I talk to my friends, I share this thought with them. I go, whenever you go out, like even if you go to the grocery store, if you go to wherever you go, dress nice as much as you can. Now, there are those days that you absolutely don't feel like it. I get it. But as much as you can, dress nice to go out and shop. Even if it's the grocery store, even if it's at Starbucks, you want to just grab a quick cup to go and come back. Dress nice. That gives you that confidence. But at the same time, you got to work from underneath as well. You can't put nothing in the foundation and expect this whole thing to stand tall for a long time. It won't, because it would be in constant need of the outside love and improvement. Is that a word? Yeah. So work on the inside as well as the outside. Hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. A couple days, it's Persian New Year's, the beginning of spring, which is exciting. And so drop your thoughts, your feedback, your comments below. Let me know what you think about this analogy. I really like this analogy. So let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. And if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love a little bit, you know. And I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.